Flowing east across southern Sabah to Tawau, the landscape below changes from jungle to monoculture plantations. Hi, this is Leslie, and at Economy Traveller we were keen to visit 3 organisations who are working to achieve a balance between their production of palm oil and timber with the quality of life for the animals living there and how they welcome visitors. After landing in Tawau, we head north to Sabah Softwoods Berhad in Brumas to learn about the wildlife corridor they're establishing to join 2 designated conservation areas. From 2004, they've had a problem with elephants damaging the plantation, leading to human-elephant conflict. It was clear a solution was needed, so collar tagging was used to show where the elephants were moving. Their Sustainability Division Manager, Nji Hafizul, shared slides showing this elephant movement, which identified the best location for a safe path before he took us up to the corridor, which covers just over 1,000 hectares. They're also experimenting with growing napier grass as an additional food source for the elephants, with wallowing ponds and other suitable foliage on the way. Oh, is that an elephant pond?
Oh, itu gajah punya tu bagi. Oh.
We're in the middle of the wildlife corridor here. It varies between 400 and 800 metres wide, and you can tell where the boundaries are because there's monotype plants. You can see a line of them across the other side of the gorge there, and then there's multiple different types of trees in the closer between us. You can see the difference there. They're working to make their location more accessible to visitors, so I asked Nji Hafizul about visiting options.
Just now in the rest house.
Which one?
Puan Safia.
Oh, wearing the green shirt.
Yeah, green shirt.
Oh, I wanted to talk to her, but she was moving away. Oh. And did we see any wildlife? Yes. The back end of elephants disappearing in the dark just as we were leaving. Day 2 sees us off on the long drive to Kinabatangan, with rest stops along the way at Kunag for snacks and lunch in Lahadatu. Our destination, 5 hours later, Sawit Kinabalu's Sungai Pin Conservation Area. Charis Sullivan, the leader of the Conserve by You team, explained how their efforts had helped increase orangutan numbers from 36 to 55 in the past 10 years, and shared how efforts at reforestation had improved the quantity and quality of vegetation along the Kinabatangan River. There's a portaloo, and first of all we get kitted out with our life vests. Then it was time to see for ourselves. We hop on the longboats and head off to Sungai Pin, a tributary of the Kinabatangan River, to see the hornbill nesting houses and one of their orangutan bridges. The lower Kinabatangan area is home to some of the world's richest biodiversity, and the Conserve by You project also helps reduce human-elephant conflict when the elephants use the riparian habitat along the edges of Sungai Iban to move between 2 conservation areas. This also uses integrated electric fencing to reduce crop losses and help increase awareness among plantation workers and the community. An orangutan bridge is a very simple rope connection between both sides of the river. Orangutan are clever but naturally suspicious of human installations, but they'll watch as monkeys use them and hopefully become more confident. The Conserve Bayou project is a voluntary initiative by the Sabah government-owned company covering 2,500 hectares of the plantation. Oh, lovely. Absolutely the best. Then it was off to the Billet Adventure Lodge, our home for the next 2 nights. The day starts early at Billet Adventure Lodge. Before sunrise, the boatmen are awake and fishing or readying their boats for visitors, as the best time to see the local wildlife on the river is early morning or late afternoon. There's only one way in and one way out. There are no roads or bridges, so everything goes by boat across the Kinabatangan River from Kampong Billet. We were up early to go downriver before breakfast. We did the same again, upriver, in the afternoon. Sadly, we also saw no orangutan, though we saw a bridge for them. But we had plenty of crocs, big and small, at least 3 different types of hornbills, lots of silverleaf monkeys, a couple of proboscis monkeys, and a couple of groups of macaques. Oh, and a few eagles, egrets, and other assorted birds, including a little blue-eared kingfisher that posed for us. Long tails are these ones. Protecting and maintaining this natural habitat not only benefits the wildlife, people learn to live comfortably with them and can also earn income through ecotourism. But can we see them? A jungle walk during the day or after dark is also an adventure, finding interesting plants and insects, avoiding leeches, and watching for elephants. So this is a tractor millipede. We didn't see any elephants, but we saw their footprints and big piles of droppings. We know the elephant's been here because it has left the evidence, elephant poo. Oh, so if you're lost in the jungle, you get a big stick and you whack the buttress root. Borneo Elephant Sanctuary, Kinabatangan, is overseen by the Sabah Wildlife Department. We were welcomed by Jubius Dausip, an assistant manager in Sabah Wildlife Rescue Unit.
Expert, huh?
So you're the elephant expert. Sylvia Alcistos, the Wildlife Department's district manager for Kinabatangan and Tongod.
Doing more along the Kinabatangan area. Yeah. We're also doing the statewide elephant survey.
Sylvia has a special affection for the elephant sanctuary, but she keeps an eye on all that's going on along the Kinabatangan River and its surroundings. It's lunchtime, they've got sugarcane. They currently have 7 elephants in residence, including 2 rescued baby elephants, separated from the 5 in the main enclosure, though they can take up to 50. Despite being called pygmy elephants, their scientific name, Elephas maximus boreensis, gives a hint to their real size. They're still big. They have longer tails and straighter tusks than other types of elephants and are said to be friendlier. This is the elderly lady coming in for her lunch. This is the grandma. Miss Rocco, now in her mid-30s, was their first resident in September 2013. This is Limba. She's estimated to be about 60 years old. They may look placid, but don't take any chances, and despite his reputation as an elephant whisperer, Dubious bears scars from tusks that came too close to his leg. Don't mess with elephants. We stayed well behind the double walls of the enclosure. See how they each enter the water differently. Later we got to meet baby elephants and everybody went crazy. They loved the attention and the biscuits, though they were kept well in line by their handlers. The hair is quite stiff. We joined our friends from Gaia Travel to see how sustainability is supported in these industries at the invitation of MPO-GCF, the Malaysian Palm Oil Green Conservation Foundation. If you'd like to help with any of these initiatives, you can contact them through MPO-GCF or the Sabah Wildlife Department. If you've enjoyed our video and would like to see more, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.